Welcome back. Well, today I have Ronnie Andrews, who is the president and CEO of Oncocyte, which is a company that will be coming here to Orange County from Alameda. Well, welcome, Ronnie. It's very nice to have you.
Nice to be here, Lisa. Thanks for having me.
So you have been in the cancer world for a very long time, and I wanted to have you on because I wanted to discuss sort of what it's going to look like here in Orange County. We have lots of people who are moving into the area, business-wise, who are here to treat people with cancer. Can you give me a sort of an overlook?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're at a unique point in I think, the history of Orange County in terms of healthcare in general, but certainly in cancer care. With the Leonard Institute just opening up at Mission Hospital, of course you have Hoag, and now you have City of Hope moving in. We're going to have an incredible access to comprehensive cancer care, and it really won't matter whether you have a hematological cancer, which is a blood cancer like lymphoma or leukemia, which is really what City of Hope's really known for, or if you have a solid tumor like breast or lung, you'll have a center of excellence somewhere within the county that you'll be able to go to and get academic level care right here in the county, especially given that most of these institutions have some affiliation with an academic center. So if they can't take care of you here locally, they'll get you to where you need to go. But you know, I'm very excited about where the county is, and as you know, I've been very active in that for a while now. So
right now, City of Hope, as you mentioned, you know, they have their facility in Duarte, and now they're building a very large complex here in the Great Park, and then Mission Hospital and all the other ones. Why is it that Orange County has become such a hub?
You know, I think it's really two main reasons. One, the airport, believe it or not, John Wayne Airport's easy to get in and out of. It's easy to get the people in, easier than LA, easier than the Bay for sure. And I think because of the cost of living here versus the Bay Area, we're seeing a lot of migration of companies to this area. I think you know my first company that I built in the world of molecular pathology was here in Orange County, and we attracted a lot of younger talent here because it was easier to live here than it was in the Bay Area. And so I think the combination of just the general understanding of where we are in the technology corridor between San Diego and the Bay, this is a nice landing spot. The quality of life here is awesome. And I think that the traffic north of here and south of here mandate us to have capabilities here to keep people local personally.
Okay. Let's talk a little bit about your company, Oncocyte. So based on the current landscape for lung cancer diagnosis and treatments, what is your company going to bring to the community?
Yeah, you know, lung cancer hasn't changed in 50 years in terms of outcomes. And I was, as you know, I took some time off from the industry, and we have, you know, Clariant, we significantly improved breast care and extended the life of women with stage 2, 3, and even 4 cancers. And we were very proud of that work. And all other cancers have had improved outcomes except for lung cancer. And there's a couple reasons why. One is we don't diagnose it as early because it has a stigma to it. It's typically thought of as a smoker's disease. We know that's not true today. We know that, unfortunately, it touches a lot of people who've never smoked in their life. The other thing, too, is when you diagnose a cancer as late as we do with lung, because it's asymptomatic sometimes until it's too large, we end up not being able to treat it because it's metastatic, and it's a very, as you know, the lung's a very vascular area, and that's where oxygen transfers with CO2. And so if you have a cancer there, the cancer cells can easily leak into the vasculature and then gets in and goes metastatic. And so one of the challenges in lung cancer is we catch it too late. In the early days of looking at cancer, we kept looking at the DNA in the blood of the tumor, and that was where we thought the Holy Grail was going to be, but the tumor has to be a certain size to slough off enough DNA. So this company uniquely started looking at your immune system and how it responds to a cancer, and that's the earliest indicator of the onset of disease. And so our whole goal is to catch it so early that we eliminate the need for late-stage care in lung, and we're able to treat lung cancer as a stage 1 or 2 cancer, and therefore hopefully either cure it or certainly make it chronic.
Well, that's amazing. What kind of a test is it that you would be administering?
We actually have 3 tests. One is today smokers specifically get a CT scan once a year, and about 500,000 of these nodules, as they call them, are seen in those CT scans. And the reality is only about 10% of them are positive for cancer. The rest of them are not. And so unfortunately, because of those patients, and I think this is extremely relevant here in Orange County because we have an elderly population that's starting to see these types of cancers, and you don't want to stick a needle in the chest wall of someone that also has other, what we call comorbidities. And so by doing a blood test and telling that patient you don't need a biopsy, that is not cancer, we can eliminate the morbidity that comes with these procedures of getting the biopsy, and we can eliminate all the costs that comes with that as well. So that's the first test. The second test is a stage 1 to 2A patient. Today, we use hot lights and cold steel. We go in there with surgery, we cut it out, and we think we've cured them. And the problem is about 45% of those patients that leave thinking they're cured return in 2 years with metastatic disease.
Oh, wow.
And so before our new test that we're launching this month, you didn't know who was high risk for metastatic disease. And the clinical trial that we did to prove out the thesis of our test showed that patients that don't get our test and don't get chemotherapy that are high risk, they have a 49% chance of a 5-year survival. Versus patients that get our test and they get chemotherapy because they're high risk, they have a 92% chance for 5-year survival. So we're very excited about that test. We hope to obviously prolong the life of these patients because there's more great therapeutics on the market with immune therapies and everything that's coming. And we'd really like to make a dent in lung cancer and see it chronic like we've done the other cancers.
Well, that's great. And I know that you're moving to Orange County soon. And so you'll be working with all of the physicians and hospitals in the area. Do you already have people on board? We
do. We're very blessed because of the network and because of the excitement around some of these early stage tests. We have some, Mission Hospital and the Leonard Cancer Institute has one of the top thoracic surgeons in the area, Samar Kanan, and he's excited about what we're doing. So he's going to be coming on board. We're obviously hoping as City of Hope gets settled here, we'll be able to work with them. The goal is to bring clinical trials here because our test, because they identify early stage patients, pharmaceutical companies want to get involved and find those patients too, so they can get on these drugs earlier. And so we hope to bring a whole network of pharma opportunities to these hospitals as well. It'll be good for the county to be active in the clinical trials, but it'll also be good for these patients to have access to those earlier treatments.
Well, it sounds amazing, and I'm so glad you could share that with us. And it looks like 2020, you're definitely going to make a dent in some cancers here in Orange County.
Well, that's our goal. We're very fortunate to have a great team around me, and we've got a beautiful facility up in Irvine that we're ready to move into, and so we're eager to make Orange County our home, but we're certainly going to be a global company and hopefully impacting care globally. So
excellent. Well, congratulations and thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. And remember, if you want any additional information here on our show, you can always go to Oncocyte's website, oncocyte.com, and learn more about lung cancer and what they'll be doing here in Orange County. We'll be right back.